Hampi is an ancient village in the South Indian state of Karnataka. It's dotted with numerous ruined temple complexes from the Vijayanagara Empire. On the south bank of the river Tungabhadra is the 7th century Hindu Virupaksha temple near the revived Hampi Bazaar. A carved stone chariot stands in front of the huge Vittala temple site. Southeast of Hampi, Daroji Bear Sanctuary is home to the Indian sloth bear. Hampi is famous for its ruins belonging to the erstwhile medieval Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagar and is also declared a World Heritage Site. The temples of Hampi, its monolithic sculptures and monuments, attracts the traveler because of their excellent workmanship. In 1565, at the Battle of Talikota, a coalition of Muslim sultanates entered into a war with the Vijayanagara Empire. The city was pillaged, looted and burnt for 6 months after the war, then abandoned as ruins, which are now called the group of monuments at Hampi. This magnificent city of ruins is not far from Bangalore. Hampi is the most beautiful and evocative of all the ruins in Karnataka. This capital of the Vijayanagar Empire boasts some exquisite example of temple architecture of that period. The ruins at Hampi were brought to light in 1800 by an engineer and antiquarian named Colonel Colin Mackenzie. The place is one of India's most known archaeological destinations. The town of Hampi is in a secluded area with royal residences, temples, towers, roads and statues all spread over a massive area. Here are some very interesting facts about Hampi. Musical pillars. A standout amongst the most appealing structures is the Vittala temple. This antiquated temple is famous for its marvelous architecture. It is also known for another extraordinary architectural marvel, 56 melodic columns or the musical pillars. These pillars create melodic sounds when tapped delicately. The most intriguing thing is that the columns are constructed using stones. The melodic mainstays of Vittala temple are also called Saregama pillars. Architect tactics of those times. Hampi is scattered with ruins of giant monuments of the Vijayanagar Empire which were built with granite rock stones that existed in abundance in the town. There is an interesting tactic that the artists of those times followed to cut these gigantic stones and change them into bits of art pieces in that old age. When a rock was cut, a sequence of holes was made on the stone's surface. Then the dry wooden pieces were pegged into the stone. Water was poured over the pegs such that they are soaked well in it. As the wooden pegs are completely doused with the water, their size expands and the small pegs cause the stone to split and break apart due to the mounting pressure inside. The Archeological Museum. The Archeological Museum in the town shows numerous things from the vestiges and ruins of the Empire era. In the courtyard of the Historical Museum, there is a huge model of the whole town of Vijayanagar. Pictures and detailed history of early and ancient man in the area can likewise be found in it. Nor the majority of guests know about this museum. It is situated close to the town of Hosapete within the ruins of the Vijayanagara Empire. Relics of Ramayana. Hampi is also famous for the Halara Ram Temple. The temple has gained popularity because of the presence of historical objects and fossils that are claimed to be present at the time of Ram and Krishna's era. The entire outer walls of the temple are carved and ornamented with the antique objects that narrate the Ramayana, a holy book that delineates the life of Lord Rama. It is claimed that the fossils and antique objects that are present in this temple are the rarest ones found in whole India. Foodie Ganesha Statue. There was a day when Ganesha's stomach was about to explode since he stuffed a lot of his favorite meal. Tying his stomach with a snake was the last resort that Ganesha could find. As necessary, Ganesha tied a snake along his belly to escape the bursting of his stomach. This traces back the cause behind the unique design of the Ganesha statue in the temple. The Ganesha has 4 hands holding the Pasha, gourd, his broken tusk and modak. This statue is made out of a single rock and is around 8 feet tall. The statue is covered with an old pavilion. Indeed, this is a less known fact about Hampi. The Royal Enclosure. There exists an enclosure zone where the royal group of the Vijayanagara Empire used to reside. This royal enclosure is spread over an area of 59,000 square meters. This enclosure can house around 43 houses at once. The royal families of the era used this place. The highlight of this place is the Lotus Mahal amidst the enclosure. This secluded area was built for queens and other royal ladies of the Vijayanagara Empire. Most of the parts of the enclosure are now destroyed. A long street, Hampi Bazaar, in front of the Virupaksha temple unfolds a 1 kilometer long street called the Hampi Bazaar. The street is covered on both the sides with a set of old pavilions. The street makes a good place for a morning stroll with beautiful views on either side. A wooden car attired with tin sheets is in the middle of the street. During annual car festival, the tradition of pulling the car is practiced. There is a Nandi statue at the eastern end of the street, next to which lies the two-storied photo gallery pavilion. The flagship tourist attraction of Karnataka, Stone Chariot of Hampi, now gets a place in the new ₹50 denomination banknotes. The Stone Chariot, located inside the Vittala temple premises in Hampi of Karnataka state, is one of the heritage monuments that depict the cultural heritage of the nation. Hampi and the Stone Chariot have emerged to be one of the popular destinations for tourists that captivate everyone. If we look back at the history of the Stone Chariot, this iconic chariot was built by King Krishnadeva Raya of Vijayanagara Empire during the 16th century. It is said that the king constructed this unique structure after he got fascinated with the Konark Sun Temple chariot while fighting a battle in Odisha. The Stone Chariot was constructed to represent the beauty and artistic perfection of the empire. However, folklore emanates from the Hampi chariot as people in the region believe that the world would come to an end when the chariot moves from its place. Let's know something from the famous ruler of Vijayanagara Empire, King Krishnadeva Raya. King Krishnadeva Raya was the emperor of the Vijayanagara Empire during 1509 to 1529. He was the third ruler of the Tuluva dynasty and is considered to be its greatest ruler. He possessed the largest empire in India after the decline of the Delhi Sultanate. Presiding over the empire at its zenith, he is regarded as an icon by many Indians. He became the dominant ruler of the peninsula of India by defeating the sultans of Bijapur, Golconda, the Bahmani Sultanate, and the Gajapatis of Odisha, and was one of the most powerful Hindu rulers in India.